Hey guys, what is up? It is No Help and welcome back to another video today. So I recently actually made a video about the sailing progress that Jagex has been making towards the new skill. And I let it brew for a couple of days and let the comments kind of stack up, and it turns out lots of people aren't happy with the skill itself and even like the progress that Jagex has been making towards sailing. Okay, so I'm going to throw some of the comments up on screen right now. So this is the first one here. Nothing in the blog has convinced me sailing is the right skill for old school RuneScape. I'm not convinced this is going to be good at all. I hope I'm wrong. We got a nice one here. Can't wait for the skill, smiley face. This should be a mini game, not a skill. 100% should be a mini game with some type of cosmetic reward, not as its own skill. Big time mini game vibes still. I'll lie, this looks amazing. I remember the first vote for sailing. Didn't like it then, still don't. It's giving minigame vibes. Jagex is speed running, killing old school RuneScape. It's obvious. Yeah. So it looks like a lot of the community isn't really happy with the skill itself, and a lot of people have been saying that it feels more like a minigame rather than a skill. Now, does this sound familiar? Do you remember dungeoneering from whatever it was, 2009, 2010, something like that, where you explored dungeons and then you finished a boss at the end, similar to how raids are, I guess, kind of now, and when you completed the dungeon, you gained experience. So a lot of people back then were saying this should have been a minigame, not a skill. It's kind of weird that you level this skill of dungeoneering by exploring dungeons and stuff, and you level a skill somehow from it. So people are kind of comparing it to sailing now, where it gives more of the minigame feel rather than the progression of, like just a random skill. For example, woodcutting, you unlock different types of trees to cut, and then you just, you train woodcutting from level 1 to 99, and it doesn't really feel like a minigame, it feels like a skill, right? So a lot of people are saying sailing kind of is more of a minigame vibe, if that makes any sense. And to be honest, they aren't wrong. Basically, sailing could easily work as a minigame. It would probably be the biggest minigame that old school RuneScape has, but a lot of the stuff that they're showing and kind of like the reward space for sailing, it could be something like a mini game, right? But it is gonna be a skill. It is coming to the game, I guess, like next year or the year after, something like that. Now, I want to start this off by saying that I love old school RuneScape and I want it to continue to grow, and we all know for that it needs to have updates for this to happen. Without updates, the game will slowly die off. But they have to be good, solid updates, and whenever I make like update videos, what they're doing, for the past couple of years anyways, most of the updates have been honestly phenomenal. The quests, the new bosses, the new quality of life changes, skilling activities, and mini games, they've all been very, very well done, and I haven't really had too much to complain about in the past couple of years. Now, I know a new skill isn't for everyone. I personally do want a new skill in the game. I'm not saying I want sailing in particular, but I think a new skill would actually benefit the game long term. I remember back when I was playing RuneScape in 2009, 10, 11, 12, whenever there was a new skill, it was very exciting, and it really kind of engages you to do more activities in the game, right? I've been maxed for almost 2 years now at this point, and I'm still playing the same account and having a ton of fun, but it would be really fun to level a skill from 1 to 99 again and get that max cape back, you know what I mean? I could, play another account, which I do, but I want to like continue progressing my Ironman account. It would be really fun to get a skill from 1 to 99 again. Now, I did vote yes for sailing and for the new skill to come into the game. I think, though, I'm more interested in the reward space of sailing. That's kind of what really kind of sold me on the skill anyways. I think the whole like building a boat and like managing crew and stuff like that is a little cool. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like construction, right? And like old school RuneScape did an amazing job with construction and made it one of the most useful skills in the game. So kind of if you could do the same thing with boats, customizing different boats and stuff, I think that would be really cool. And for the reward space of the skill, I think like we could get like new islands, new items, maybe even some new raids or bosses, and new resources that could be for every skill in the game. Maybe there's a new like rock we can mine, a new tree we can chop, a new plank we can make. There's so many different options for reward space, or for the reward space with sailing, and it can continue to expand pretty much forever, right? I also like the idea of certain items being on these islands that you have to unlock through sailing, and that may be, say, one of the only ways to get these items or kill these creatures or whatever it might be. Now, we recently just got the Varlamore update, right, which is a big, huge new area to explore and stuff like that, which was very awesome. There's a lot of content there, and I think in a month or something like that, we're going to be getting batch 2 of it, so there's going to be even more content there, which I'm very excited for. But it's one of those things where people are always saying they could just add these new islands without having sailing even be part of it, which again is very true. So I do feel like this could be potentially bad for the game because so many people dislike the idea of sailing being a skill, and they feel like it could be more of a mini game. I think honestly though, if Jagex does take their time on it and does it right, it could be one of the best updates for the game ever. If you take a look on the old school RuneScape map, look how many areas are water, right? This could all be new content, like all this area right here, right? There could be islands here, different raids, bosses, brand new cities, brand new towns, way more quests, new achievement diaries. Like they really could expand the game so much if they added this sailing skill into the game. And you know, you could just add these islands, right? But it's kind of a cool way to get to them, right? And building your own boat and stuff. Maybe the boat could have a lot of different types of content that you can do on it as well, similar to the player-owned house, like I've already said. But all the water here could be new things, and it doesn't have to be a island or a city or a town. Like maybe right here, for example, in the middle of the ocean, there's a boss that you have to, you know, sail there and find it, and then you can continue to camp this boss or whatever it might be, right? And also it is a cool thing that like pretty much every city, big place in the game does have like a charter ship or a place where you can actually dock your boat. So, you know, instead of if you maybe don't have teleport access or like certain pendants or whatever in the game, maybe you could just take a boat over there and get to a new place. You know what I mean? It could be really, really interesting, and it is going to be coming into the game, so it's kind of one of those things where we're going to have to get used to it. And I really don't think it's going to make a lot of people quit. It's not like they're changing the entire combat system like they once did before, but yeah, I'm honestly trying to like look positive or like be positive about this update coming into the game. I know it is a massive change, but I really do believe it will help the game grow over time and give Jagex like unlimited basically new ways to expand and make different types of content, new islands, new like everything. It's just going to be so great. I do honestly see though like people saying that it does feel like a mini game, and honestly they could make sailing just a mini game itself, or you know, like you could just build a boat, maybe get construction experience from building that boat or whatever, and then you could use the boat to sail around. It doesn't have to be a skill in itself, you know what I mean? Because I believe the way you actually train the skill is going to be by kind of like unlocking islands or I think there were these like tasks that you had to do similar to Slayer, but you have to like deliver packages or something like that. There's going to be like various different ways to actually train this skill, but I feel like people are going to be using sailing more for the reward space of it, unlocking things, traveling, rather than, you know, like doing package deliveries or whatever method of training, you know, like maybe like a certain amount of kilometers or miles you drive on your boat, you gain XP that way, like agility type thing. I really don't know exactly how it's all going to work out, but I'm going to try and stay positive about sailing. I really don't know if it's going to be good for the game. I would love to know down in the comments below your thoughts and opinions on sailing, and if you really think it's going to be good for the game or if you think it will end up ruining it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I will catch you in the next one. See ya later.